Alright, so we'll go through the questions for the diagnostic review for fractions. So question 1, how many 1/6 are there in this this mixed number 2 wholes and 2/3? So how many sixes are there, right? Are there in this amount? So look at the denominator for this mixed number. It is now 3. Okay, so it's now still in the thirds, but I want to find out 6, so I can change or find the equivalent fractions, right, for this mixed number. So it becomes 2 wholes and 4 out of 6. Now, is this the final answer? No. I want to find how many 6s. So in this case, I need to change the mixed number into an improper fraction. Right, so 2 wholes, there are already 12 6s. 12 plus 4, another, so it becomes 16. So how many 6s are there in 2 wholes and 2/3? That's actually 16. So the answer is 4. Right? Number 2. Express 4.25 as a fraction in its simplest form. So 4.25 is 4 wholes and 25 hundredths. Right? So this is not the simplest form. 25 out of 100, the fractional part, I can simplify it further. Some of you may take a few steps to arrive there, but 25, both 25 and 100, they have a common factor of 25. So 25 divided by 25 is 1. 100 divided by 25, that is 4. Okay, so the answer is number 3. Now, some of you may take a few more steps. So both can be divided by 5. 4, 5 out of 20. Divide by 5 again. 4, 1 out of 5. Oh, sorry, 4, 1 out of 4. Alright, so you still get the same answer. Number 3, find the value of 9 out of 12 multiplied by 3 out of 8. So if you can recall how to do cancellation, so you see if there is a pair of numerator and denominator that you can cancel off. So 9 and 8, they do not have a common factor. 3 and 12, they have a common factor of 3, so I can cancel 3 and 12. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Okay, so it becomes 9 times 1, 4 times 8, which is 9 out of 32. So the answer is 2. Okay, but if you don't recall, you cannot remember how to do cancellation, you can still do the normal fraction multiplied by fraction. So 9 multiplied by 3, 12 multiplied by 8. Okay, 12 multiplied by 8. 96. Okay, but both 27 and 96, they have a common factor of 3. So it's 9 out of 32. Okay, so you still get back the same answer. Number 4. The figure below is made up of identical squares. How many more squares need to be shaded so that 2/3 or 2 out of 3 of the figure is shaded? So let's look at the number of squares in this figure. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So total of 12 squares, 12 equal parts. So if I say, if the question says it wants 2/3 of the figure to be shaded, let's change it into 12 parts, right? So 2/3 of the figure is actually 8 out of 12 parts. So it wants 8 out of 12 parts to be shaded, but the question is asking how many more squares. So there are already 3 shaded squares. So how many more squares? Okay, so I want 8 squares to be shaded. I've already shaded 3, so I need another 5 more squares, right? So answer is 4. Number 5, Mrs. Wong had 3/4 liters of rose syrup. So this is literally the amount of rose syrup in liters. She used 1/6 of it. Okay, so what is it? This is the rose syrup to make a drink. How much rose syrup was left? Okay, so how much rose syrup does she have? She has 3/4 liters, right? And she used 1/6 of it. So how much rose syrup was left? So let's find out. One way is to find out how much rose syrup she used and then subtract it from what she had at first. So how much did she use? Right, she used 1/6 of 3/4 liters. Right, you see the word of. It is a multiplication operation. So she used 1/8 liters, right? So she had 3/4 liters at first. She used 1/8 liter. So she had 5/8 liters left. Okay, so this is one method. There's another way of finding the answer. Let me change my color of the pen. Now, if she used 1/6 of it to make a drink, what fraction of the syrup is not used? Right? 5/6 of it is not used, right? So 5/6 of it is not used. So how much is this 5/6? Right? So 5/6 of 3/4 liters. Right? So 5/6 times 3/4. Okay, I get back I get the same answer, 5/8 liters. Okay. Number 6. Express 6 out of 7 as a decimal. Give your answer correct to 2 decimal places. Means I must do my long division. until 2 plus 1, 3 decimal places. When I say 3 decimal places, it means that there must be 3 digits. Okay, there must be 3 digits after the decimal point. That's called 3 decimal places. So let's do our long division. So recall, how do I rewrite a fraction 6 out of 7 into a division sentence? Okay, so it's 6 divided by 7. Right, the numerator is the thing that you want to divide. Number 7 is what you want to divide into, right? So 6 divided by 7, let's do long division. 6 divided by 7. So 6 is less than 7, definitely, right? So 0. So now I break it up into tens. So I have 60 tenths. Right, next one, 8. 50. 6. Okay, 4. 0. 5, 35. Okay, let me write my 0 properly. Okay. 7. Okay, I'm not going to carry on with the long division because I've already done my long division until 3 decimal places, so that now I know if I want to correct it to 2 decimal places, I have enough information to tell me whether I should round up or round down. So if I look at the 3rd decimal place, which is 7, so I need to round up my number. So round up to 0.8. What comes after 5? 6. So that's what I need to do to 3 decimal places, so I can decide whether to round up or round down. So in this case, 0.857, I round it up to become 0.86. Okay, number 7. 3/5 of a number is 15. What is the number? Okay, a common mistake is that a lot of you just take 3/5 times 15. No, read the question carefully. 3/5 of a number, so which means 3/5 of a number gives me 15. Okay, which means if I have a number, I cut it into 5 equal parts. I take 3 of the parts, I have 15. And the question is asking, what is the number? What is this number here? Okay, what is this number? So you can see from the model, 3 units is 15. 1 unit is 15 divided by 3 is 5. So this is 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. So what is the number? So the answer is 25, right? So the number is 25. So let's do a check. Three fifths times 25. Okay, so I get back 15. So the number here must be 25. That's the answer. So the number is 25. Number 8. Mrs. Tan took 1.5 hours to cook dinner. She spent 1 hour, 1 2/3 hour to iron the clothes. How long did Mrs. Tan took to cook dinner and iron the clothes? So this is part whole. Okay, part of the time she used it to cook dinner, part of the time she used to iron clothes. How do I know it's a part whole? Because both are in the same units. Both are in hours. If I replace this, instead of replace the numbers with whole numbers, for example, she took 2 hours and 3 hours, okay? Lots of clothes to iron, okay? You will just, what do you do? Just add 2 plus 3 together, right? To find out how much she took, how much time she took to cook dinner and iron the clothes. But instead of whole numbers, now is mixed numbers. So what you need to do, you just have to add them. So 1.5 plus 1 2/3. Right? So this is non-calculator paper. So recall the steps how to add mixed numbers. So you add the whole number parts first. 1 plus 1, that's 2. So you're left with 2.5 plus 2/3. Now you add the fractional parts. For 6, right? So this one multiplied by 3, multiplied by 3, this multiplied by 2, multiplied by 2. All right. So now I have 2 and 7 out of 6. But if you look at the fractional part, 7 out of 6 is improper. So I will need to regroup. So it becomes 2 plus 1 and 1/6. Because 7 out of 6 is 1 and 1/6, yeah? Okay, so I can rewrite it like this. So it's 3 and 1/6 hours. That's the answer. Okay, the units has been given to you in the ANS blank. Okay. Number 9. May made 2 2/3 liters of rose syrup. Her son drank 7 out of 15 liters of the rose syrup. How many liters of rose syrup was left? Give your answer as a mixed number in the simplest form. Okay, so there was this amount, 2 2/3 liters. The son drank this amount, and you can see both are in liters. They have the same unit. So we can do addition, subtraction on them. Right, in this case, do I want to do addition? No, I want to subtract because the son drank this amount. So I'll take it away. So at first, she had this amount of rose syrup. The son drank this amount. How much is left? Okay. Okay, so it's just changing the fractional part to have the same denominator, and then you can do your normal subtraction. So I don't have a whole number part, so I'm still left with 2 wholes. Now it's 10 out of 15 minus 7 out of 15. That will be 3 out of 15. Okay, 3 out of 15, I can simplify. Okay, and so this is the answer. Okay, please remember to simplify your fractions. Okay, number 10. Find the area of a square of side 5 out of 7 meters, and they ask you to leave your answer in fraction. So if I have a square, okay, of a certain length, right, area of a square, recall it is not length times 4, that will be the parameter. It is length multiplied by its length. Okay, so in this case it is 5 out of 7, so it is a fraction multiplied by a fraction, a proper fraction for that matter, proper fraction multiplied by proper fraction. You just take the numerators and you multiply them together, followed by the denominator multiplied by the denominator. So 5 times 5 is 25, 7 times 7 is 49, and this is already in its simplest form because 25 and 49 has no other common factors other than 1. Okay, so the answer is 25 out of 49 square meters. Right, if you think about it, this question, it is still, this square is still less than the area is still less than 1 square meters, right? Think about it, isn't it? So now we go to paper 2. We can use your calculator. Question 11. Vincent spent 6 out of 11 of his monthly salary and saved the rest. He saved $1,200 a month. What was his monthly salary? So I think a lot of you may have trouble, some of you may have trouble visualizing this. Just think in terms of units, right? So when he says Vincent spent 6 out of 11, you see this fraction, you must think there must be a total of 11 units, and 6 out of the units goes to the monthly salary. Okay, whatever is not spent is saved, isn't it? So if I were to draw a model, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This would represent the total salary, 11 units. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Vincent spent 6 out of the 11 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the salary. Spent. This is the amount that is spent. Okay, some of you would like to shade it. 3, 4, 5, 6. And the rest was saved. Saved the rest, isn't it? He saved how much? $1,020. So here is $1,020. The question is, what is his monthly salary? So we are interested in finding this whole bar, right? So if you look at the model, how many units is this $1,020? 5 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 units is $1,020. Okay, so let's find for 1 unit. So 1 unit is $204. Total 11 units. So the total salary is $2,244. Alright, So this is the answer, $2,244. Number 12. Ali's salary was $4,210. He spent $1,600 and gave 1/3 of the remaining money to both his parents. His parents received an equal amount of money. How much money did each parent receive? Okay, a lot of information is okay. You break it down part by part. Okay, as you read each part of the problem, let's try and draw the model. So Ali's salary was $4,210. So that is the total amount that he has. So let's just draw the whole bar here and write $4,210. This is what Ali has to work with. Now he spent $1,600, right? $1,600 is definitely less than half of 4,210 because 4,210 to the nearest thousand is 4,000. Okay, half of 4,000 is 2,000, so slightly less than half. Okay, so I'm just going to draw here. Now I don't have to be very exact where the $1,600 is. This is a model, so it's just to give you a representation of what you understand about the question. So he spent $1,600. Spent $1,600. So I wrote the word spent here to remind myself this is what the $1,600 goes to. Now, and gave 1/3 of the remaining money. So whatever is spent must be the remaining money. So this must be the remaining money. And it needs to be 1/3 of it. Means I cut this whatever left over into 3 equal parts, right? I like to do pull down. Some of you would want to draw it directly in, is okay. And to both his parents, this one goes to 2 parents, right? How much did each parent receive? Cool. So let's find out. How much money did Ali give to both his parents? So I must find out here first, right? If I want to find out how much each parent receive, if I find out how much did he give to both his parents, then I can just divide by 2 to find the answer. But if I want to find this part, this is 1/3 of the remaining money. So I also need to find out how much is this first, right? Then I divide by 3, then I divide by 2 again. So what do I mean? Okay, never mind. We take one step at a time. I will explain along the way. So this amount, how much is the remaining money? So remaining money $4,210. Now he spends 1,600, so he's left with $2,610. Okay, so this one is actually what? $2,610. So this part is $2,610. All right. So 1/3 of the remaining money. I can take 2,610 divide by 3. or I can take 1/3 of 1/3 times 2,610. It's going to be the same. So I'll just divide by 3. 870. Okay, so this is 870. And this is for 2 parents. So the question is asking how much money did each parent receive. So each parent will receive $435. Let me check. Yeah, $435. Number 13. The table below shows the number of animals on a farm. One of the numbers is missing. So if you look at the table, what is the missing number? I do not know how many cows are there on the farm, right? I do know that there are 63 chickens, 84 ducks, and 73 goats, right? But I do not know how many cows are there. And the question says that 2/7 of the total number of animals are cows. So how many cows are there on the farm? Now, if you think about in terms of units, 2 units out of a total of 7 units are cows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 units. 2 of the units are cows. So these must be not cows, right? And therefore, this must be your chickens plus your ducks plus your goats. Because there are only 4 kinds of animals on this farm. If they are not cows, then there must be the chicken, ducks, and goats. Now, I don't have to know exactly how to represent the chicken, ducks, and goats in this 5 units here, right? Of the remaining, I just know that altogether this must not be the cows, all right? This must be the total number of animals that are not cows, which is the sum of the chicken, ducks, and goats. So how many chickens, ducks, and goats are there altogether, or how many animals that are not cows, right? Not cows. So 63 plus 84 plus 73. I have a total of 220 animals that are not cows. Okay? And how many units is that? 5 units out of a total of 7 units. 5 units of the farm animals are not cows. There are 220 of them. So 5 units is 220 animals. 1 unit, 220 divided by 5. I have 44 animals in each unit. So it's 44 and 44, 44, 44, 44, 44, 44. Okay, so how many cows are there now? 2 out of the 7 units are cows. So there are a total of 88 cows. Okay, 88 animals that are cows. Okay, so there are 88 cows. Elise spent 2/5 of her money on a bag and a skirt. The bag costs 3 times as much as the skirt. She had $60 left. How much did she spend on the bag? Okay, so a lot of information again is okay. Do it step by step. So let's analyze, let's break down the problem into its small little parts. So Elise spent 2/5 of her money on a bag and a skirt. So total 5 units. And she spends 2 units on both items, the bag and the skirts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so out of the 5 units, she spent 2 units on a bag and a skirt. Right? The bag costs 3 times as much as the shirt. Now I'm going to ignore that part first, because if I want to know how much she spent on the bag, the amount of money spent on the bag is somewhere within these 2 units, isn't it? So as long as I know how much money is these 2 units, then I can figure out using the second part of the problem. Okay, so the most important part is that we need to know how much she spent on the bag and the skirt altogether first. Then we'll figure that out. Okay, so it says that she has $60 left. So this is what she's left, right? And this is $60. Okay, the question is, how much did she spend on the bag? I put 3 question marks because this is what we really want to know at the end of the day. Okay, so let's find out how much did she spend on the bag and the skirt first. So if I have 60, 3 units is my 60. Okay, 1 unit is $60 divided by 3, that will be $20. So this is 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. Right, how much did she spend on the bag and the skirt altogether? Okay, she spent $40 on both the bag and the skirts. Now we can move, now we know that this is $40. Now let's move on to this part here. Let's try and allocate the $40 to the bag and the skirt. It says here the bag costs 3 times as much as the skirt. So it is a comparing between the bag and the skirt, so we draw a comparison model. It says that the bag costs 3 times as much as the skirt. Okay, some of you may be tempted to draw this part of the model into the main model here, then it becomes very confusing, right? So it's okay to separate it. So in this case, the second statement is comparing the bag with the skirt. So we draw a comparison model. We can be separate from the main model, right? So if we just look at here, we already found out that the total cost of the bag and the skirt is $40. Okay, and we want to find out how much she spent on the bag. Okay, in fact, I should put the 3 question mark here, because this is actually what we want to find, isn't it? Okay, so $40 is 1, 2, 3, 4 parts here. So if I want to find, so one part is $10. The bag takes up 3 parts. So the bag cost $30. This is the cost of the bag. Last question. Mrs. Chan spent 3/8 of her salary on a coffee table, 1/4 of it on a washing machine, and half of the remainder on a kettle and 2 teapots. So there are 4 items here. We have the coffee table, the washing machine, we have a kettle, and 2 teapots. Okay, after that they tell you the kettle costs $120, which is twice that of the cost of 2 teapots. How much did Mrs. Chan spend altogether? So as long as I can find out somehow the cost of all these 4 items, then it is just have to kind of like add them together, isn't it? Right? But we take it along the way. We see how we want to describe this problem in a pictorial form by drawing a model. So let's look at this first part. 3/8 of a salary on a coffee table. Okay, so there are total of 8 units, and she spent 3 units on a coffee table. Alright, so I draw this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 3 out of 8 on the coffee table. One quarter of it on the washing machine. Now, if I've already drawn a model with 8 total units, then I see this 1/4. How do I fit 1/4 or represent 1/4 into this model that is already 8 units, divided into 8 total units? Well, it happens that 4 is a nice number that can fit into 8, because 1/4 is actually equals to 2 out of 8. Right? Find your equivalent fractions. 1/4 is actually equals to 2 out of 8. Means now I can fit it into this model. Total 8 units, spent 2 units. Alright, so I'm going to maybe use a different color. Use orange. Goes to the washing machine. Right, and half of the remainder on a kettle and 2 2 teapots. So this is my remainder, right? Now half of it, I can draw a pull down model. Okay, draw a pull down bar. Half of it goes to kettle and 2 teapots. Now the kettle costs $120, which is twice that of the cost of 2 teapots. So if you look at this statement here, it is again a comparison to make that was made between the kettle and the 2 teapots. Okay, so I'll draw a separate comparison model between the kettle and the 2 teapots. So it costs twice. And the kettle costs $120. Okay. Now, this part here, okay, of the model, of the main model, is equivalent, right, in the value of this. So you imagine this whole thing goes into here, right? So if I know how much is this, I fill in. If I know how much is this, I can find out my remainder. Once I find out my remainder, I can find out for how much I spent for the washing machine and coffee table. Then I just add up everything together, right? So let's try. So let's find out how much did she spend on the kettle and 2 teapots first. Okay. So this is 120. So here is 60. 60 is also 60. So kettle plus 2 teapots is $180. Okay, so this is actually $180. This part here. This is also 180. Okay, so let's find out how much is the remainder. Okay, now remainder is 180 plus 180, or you can just write 180 times 2. So this is 360. Okay, so this is 360. This whole thing here is 360. The remainder. Right, so how many units in the main model here, main bar here, is the remainder? 3 units. So 3 units is $360. 1 unit is 120. So this is 120. Everything here is 120. Okay, so I can find the cost of the coffee table and washing machine separately, but I know that because total 5 units, right? Okay, so I make my own life simple. Coffee table plus washing machine, actually total is 5 units, right? So 5 units altogether is $600. So this is $600. Okay, so finally, how much did Mrs. Chan spend altogether? So I already have the coffee table and the washing machine, and I know I spent $180 on the kettle and 2 teapots. So I just need to add everything together, right? $600, which is for the coffee table and washing machine, plus what she spent on the kettle and 2 teapots, which is $180. So altogether, she spent $780. Right. So you may look at this. Look at my solution. There's a lot of colors, a lot of drawings. Okay, don't get intimidated by it because I'm trying to explain to you. That's why I'm writing a lot of things. But remember, this is a video, and one good thing about video is that if you don't understand a certain part, you can always pause the video, think about it. You can go back to the earlier part of the video and just replay it again until it snaps into your understanding. And if you don't understand how I explain it is okay, think about it. You make sense for it for yourself. Mathematics is about making sense, right? Making sense and of the problem, right? The first step of the problem solving technique is always to understand the problem. And if you don't understand the problem, we cannot proceed. And a lot of times, if you are stuck, chances are you may not fully understand or you thought wrongly about the problem. So you need to go back and check your own understanding. Okay, so don't give up. It's not this question is not the most easy or trivial, right? So with a little bit of patience on yourself and a little bit of practice, you can do it. All right, so all the best. Have fun.